All right, so go ahead, pause the video, and try the warm-up on your own. Once you've tried it and attempted it, go ahead and unpause the video and you can check your answers. All right, so for number one, it says, suppose there are 6 ants on your farm. The number of ants increases by 23% each day. Given X represents the number of days and Y represents the number of ants on your farm, write an equation. So we know writing an equation is Y equals, our starting amount of ants is 6. We know the number of ants is going to increase, so 1 plus our rate, and our rate is equal to 23 over 100, which is 0.23. And this is exponential growth, so to the power of X. So finally, if we combine everything, we should get Y equals 6, 1.23 to the power of X for our equation. Awesome. All right, now, so the A value in our exponential function is going to tell us a reflection over the x-axis. It also is going to tell us if there's a vertical stretch or compression. All right, our B value, our base of the exponential, is our base. So that's our growth or decay. If your B is greater than 1, it's growth. And it's going to look like this. If our B is less than 1, it's decay, and will look like that. And then our K value is our horizontal asymptote. And that's Y equals K, or it's that dashed line. Awesome. Okay, so now we're going to get into our writing equation. So first we say our basic form of an exponential function is Y equals A, B to the X plus K. So now ask yourself, is there anything that I already know by just looking at the graph? Yeah, automatically we know that we have a horizontal asymptote at Y equals -2. So our K value is -2. So I'm going to go ahead and fill that in. Now we have to figure out what the base of the exponential is, but we can't do that unless we shift our points. So you can't find the base of your exponential unless the horizontal asymptote is 0. So what number plus -2 gets us to 0? Well, we're going to shift it up 2. So we're going to add 2 to our y's. So your first step is to make a table of your original points. And always left to right, so smallest x value to biggest x value. And you're going to go ahead and shift that table. So we're going to add 2 to our y values. And we have our new shifted table. Our x values don't change. 9, 3, and 1. Okay, we can see that it's decreasing, going down, which that makes sense because it's a decay graph, so our b value is going to have to be less than 1. So what number am I multiplying by? Well, a lot of people would say we're dividing by 3, which is the same thing as multiplying by 1/3. So my base is going to be equal to 1/3. So we have y equals a 1/3 to the x minus 2. So we only make the shifted table to find our base. So once we find our base, we're done with this table. Now you pick a point from your original table or graph to plug in to solve for A. I like plugging in 0, 7 because anything raised to the 0 power is 1. So if we go ahead and substitute those points in, first step always is add over the 2, or the horizontal asymptote, and you get 9 equals A. 1/3 of the 0 power is just 1, so A equals 9. We're not done though, we have to write our equation. So our final equation is y equals 9 times 1/3 to the power of x minus 2. All right, our next one. So we wrote an equation from a graph. Now we're going to go ahead and write one from a table. So we don't have to make a table, but we see that we have a horizontal asymptote at y equals 6. So right away in our equation, we can add that in. Y equals a b to the x plus 6. Now in order to find your base, we have to shift our asymptote to be 0. So 6 minus what number is 0? Minus 6. So we're going to subtract 6 from all the y's to find our base. So again, now we're doing this to find our base. So what number are we multiplying by here? We're multiplying by 4, so we have a base of 4. All right, we got what we needed from our shifted table, so we're done with that. And now we're going to plug in a point to find our A value. Again, I like using x values of 0 because that anything to the 0 power is 1. So if we substitute that in, this is what we'll get. Remember, always, always move that asymptote over. We get negative 12 equals A. Anything to the 0 power is 1. So A equals negative 12. Final step. Put it back into your equation that we have to write. And it's y equals negative 12 times 4 to the x plus 6. All right, and then the last one that I'm going to go through with you guys is a verbal model. Cindy put $25 into a piggy bank and then deposited $60 in a money market account that doubles, increases by 100% each week. So the money that Cindy put in her piggy bank is not going to change. So our K value is going to be 25. The money deposited in the money market is going to change, and it's actually doubling. So our A value will be 60. We know it's increasing, so 1 plus R. And to find your R, you take your percent divided by 100, which is 1. So when we write this equation, we get y equals 60, because that's our money that's changing, times 1 plus our percent to a rate, 1, to the power of x, and then our money that's not changing in our piggy bank, 25. So our final equation will be y equals 60 times 2 to the x plus 25. All right, your job now is, obviously I'm not there, so please go ahead and open up homework number 7 and work